Alright, I want to welcome you one more time to the fantastic Cajun Recipe Slim Down Cooking Studio. I know if you have been watching me all along in the program, you understand a lot of the recipes that we have been doing in that. But I know there's some of you out there that want to have traditional Cajun cooking. So today is your lucky day. We are going to be demonstrating how to make gumbo or stew, which is called fricassee too, and then etouffee, those kind of things. They all have one thing in common: roux. Okay, roux is simply made with some good vegetable oil and some all-purpose flour, a good brand, you know what I mean? Buy something good. And then some homemade Cajun seasoning. You can't do without that. And then yellow onion all chopped up, green onion tops, bell pepper, about a half of one, and some garlic pods. And what I have done, I have deboned a hen that's already cooked actually, okay? And it cuts down on the cooking time I bake that rascal, all right? Traditionally, what we would have in a gumbo like that, I learned from my grandma and my mama. My grandma, if they had a rooster that made too much noise in the morning, he didn't know the difference between morning and night, he was going to be the next fricassee. She'd get her little hatchet out and catch him by the feet, and that was it for him. He was supper. All right. Most of the time they use a hen, a big fat hen. All right, and that's what we did. We cooked a hen, and that's what we're going to use. All right, but there's no bones. All right. A chicken, when it starts to fall apart in the pot and everything, is full of the bones. We learned how to eat like that when we were kids, but today it's much more easy to do it this way. All right. I guess there's only one thing to do, and that's go to the stove and get started. Okay, we have come to the stove where we set the camera up to cook our chicken fricassee. All right, and we're going to do this fairly quickly. All right, there's a lot of people that would do it slow and on a low fire, but I like to turn it up just a little bit. I'm not quite on super high right there, but pretty close. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my cooking oil. And again, we as Cajuns, we never did do a bunch of measurements and things like that. What I did here is I put about enough to cover the bottom of this pot right here, all right? And that would be adequate for a gumbo because it's more thin, okay? But this is a fricassee, a stew. So we want to put just a little bit more oil in there. Oh, about that much. How much? Again, I ain't never been able to measure like that because we just don't do that. Now for the program I measure, but now what we're doing is just taking a good all-purpose flour, and we dump about the same amount of flour as oil in there, okay? Might be a little bit much flour there, but I will know as it begins to cook, because I look at the consistency of what we have here. Oh, this is almost just right, tell you the truth. All right, that rascal's going. All I'm doing is I'm stirring this and stirring it with my wooden paddle, my little spatula there. And I like a stainless steel pot. In the olden days, again, the traditional gumbo was done with a black iron pot, okay? But stainless steel has come a long ways, and all these techniques. So I like to use the stainless, and I use this wooden powder, alright? And I'm just talking to show you. I'm killing some time actually. Okay, look at this. Now we have our oil and our all-purpose flour, and again I just use a good vegetable oil. Alright, and our all-purpose flour. And what we're doing, we're going ahead and we're going to let that start to brown. I think it needs just a little bit more flour, alright? I'm looking at the consistency once again. And I just have done this so many times that I know exactly what it's supposed to look like, alright? Alright, it's looking good, looking good. See, the way I can tell too is I drag that spoon, see how it closes up behind the spoon, like that? That's what it's supposed to do, because it's going to get a little bit more thick. In fact, if you can see when I pour the spoon, look, it's starting to brown, the little flour parts. Oh yeah, see? Starting to brown. One thing you cannot do is go and take a break with this. No, no, and no. I'm going to continue to stir this. Again, we're doing this in real time so that you see that it don't take hardly a whole lot to do this. Hardly no time whatsoever. Alright, watch this. I'm going to let it sit just a little minute there. And it's going to brown toasty even more and more. Alright, but you can't just leave it alone. You got to go ahead and get that. Look, see that? See how it's browning right there? Alright. Let's go on with it. Oh yeah, it's doing very well. And notice I get all over the bottom of the pot with this flat spoon and a flat bottom pot. That way I can go ahead and do this. Now it's starting to coagulate pretty good. I want to tell you, and it's going pretty quick. So I'm going to turn the fire down to about a 4. Alright. And I'm watching this thing. It's beginning to smoke. One thing you don't want to do is burn the roux. Don't burn the roux. Alright, here we go. I'm still going. We're still going. We're doing good. Looking right. Alright, let me flatten it out a little bit. Oh, yeah. Let's go with it. Now, when it gets to a certain brown, almost about where we're at right now, you got to realize when you're going to put the onions in there, it's going to brown some more. So this brown is just about right of what you want. Let me grab the onion, put it in there. You ain't going to believe this. You ain't going to believe it. You ain't going to believe it. Oh yeah. Here we go. Alright, good. We're doing real good here. Alright. Dropped a little bell pepper there. Okay. Oh my goodness, if you could only smell what I smell, I'm going to turn that fire down just a little bit more, because I do not, I'm going to tell you again, want to burn this. Now I'm pulling it off the fire just a little bit, because the bottom of the pot is getting very, very, very hot. I don't know if you can see, but I was browning a little too much in some places, alright? Ooh, it's hot. Yeah, indeed. Okay, we're going to cook these onions in this roux until they get kind of translucent color. You know what I mean? Where you can almost see through them. Oh yeah, this is almost perfect. Now I'm going to tell you, the next thing we're going to do is while those onions are cooking, we're going to put our garlic in there. I'll process about 4 or 6 pods of garlic, I'm not sure. We're going to put the garlic in there next. Alright. Oh yes. We're doing just fine. Each one of these vegetables that we put in there, they cook at just a little bit of different timings. So I put the onions, then I put the garlic, And then we're going to go ahead and put our bell pepper. Oh yes. Now I'm going to turn this down to a low fire like that. Because all we're trying to do now is saute the rest of these vegetables that's in there. Let them cook a little bit, get a little translucent. Let them go. Alright. In fact, I'm going to put the lid on there. Because I see it's a clear lid. And I could see pretty much what's going on in there. I don't want to burn it. That's for sure. Okay, here we go. We'll let it sit for a minute. Once again, you don't want to take your eyes off of that. And again, some people, they like to do the technique of slow. They sit there, oh, slow. Not me. Not me. Alright, I'm going to knock that down there. So we level that on out there. Oh yeah, see that? Boy, look how golden brown, and the onions and the bell pepper and the garlic. And if you could smell this, you would not believe it. You would not believe it. Alright, it's going right. It's going good. It's going real good. I got the stove on about a 1. Okay? Because again, all I'm trying to do is cook those little bit of vegetables that we got in there a little bit more before I put that deboned chicken in there. Okay? Alright. Let's see. It don't take long, I'm going to tell you right now. And once again, you do not want to burn this. So you can only do just so much at a time, alright? Okay. Oh, this looks very good. Well, I'm making a mess, yeah. That's alright, it's a good mess. Alright, I see my onions are kind of translucent, my bell peppers are looking right, garlic looking right. Time to add the chicken. And while we add it, we're going to go ahead and add our seasoning, you see. Homemade Cajun seasoning. Now I had about 3 tablespoons in there, but I'm going to put about 2. And stir that around a little bit. And I'm going to add just a little bit of water, because we don't want that to burn. And really and truly, once you add the water, you have the catalyst for all this fricassee to come together. Alright? Oh, you hear that? It wants to be cooked. That chicken, it wants to be cooked right now. Makes some good sounds. Alright. Oh, that looks good. That looks very good. Alright. I'm going to kick that heat up just a little bit, okay? And I'm going to put the top back on, because we want it to start culminating all together, getting all those flavors all put together. And like I said, it don't take too long. Alright, we're going to let it go just a little bit. Just a little bit. Hear that? It's perfect. It's perfect. Now you see everything is kind of sticking together now. So what we're going to do, we're going to add some more of the water. Altogether I got about 4 cups of water here, okay? And I just measured that for your sake there, because I don't usually measure nothing. Here we go. Uh-oh, making a mess. Making a mess. Once again, good mess. Okay, You know, as you see, I'm stirring, and that chicken fricassee is now just breaking down all that flour and that oil in there. It's all breaking down into the perfect consistency. If you will notice, gumbo is a little thin, but fricassee is a little more thick there. Oh, that looks almost perfect, I want to tell you. Now, all that's left to do, it needs to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes since the chicken was already cooked. And everything to come together, alright? It don't take too long. So we're going to let that cook. We're going to put that top on there. Again, we set on about let's turn up to about a 2 and get that thing to boil a little bit. Alright? It's going. It's boiling already. I'm looking at it. We're going to taste that, and you know, the taste test. And we're going to see if it has enough salt in it, if it has enough the Cajun seasoning. And personally, I like a little hot sauce in there. Now, you can do what you want, but I like a little hot sauce there. Alright? Yeah, let me go ahead and get some of this mess that I made up. Okay. It's boiling. It's bubbling. You don't believe me, huh? Look at it. Oh yeah. See? I told you it don't take long. Now I would say I need to add a little bit more water because now it's getting very thick. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna add about 1 cup at a time. That way I don't overdo nothing. You understand? Okay. Put the water in there, and we stir it around a little bit. Oh yeah. Look how nice that looks. I want to tell you, this is getting to the almost the perfect consistency for a fricassee. Oh yeah. Looking good. I think I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more. Put the top back on. Again, we're going to cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes and just stir it real good. And we're going to taste it, make sure that it has the right salt and Cajun seasoning. I'm going to add a little hot sauce to it, and it'll be done. Okay? We'll be right back. Okay, here we are, the moment of truth. We have cooked a almost traditional chicken fricassee. As you see, the proper way to serve this is on a bed of rice, and you pour your chicken and your fricassee gravy over that, and you serve it with potato salad on the side, okay? And just for the sake of a little bit of extra flavor, I'll just go ahead and I'll just sprinkle a couple of those onion top that we had. I don't know about you, I like onion. Now, how about that? Once again, this is the traditional basis of a roux that will make your gumbos, fricassees, etouffees, courtbouillon, all of those Cajun and Creole dish that are so good. I'm going to eat this, but I'm going to wait till you go away, alright? Because you're not supposed to be watching me do this. This is not on the program, by the way. This is the real deal. Alright. I want to thank you for joining me in this bonus offer, okay, of the fantastic Cajun recipe Slim Down. We'll see you next time.